Alex with AJ Duelist. Take two. I had a original video I was going to make, but I was like, yeah, the lighting situation was kind of dog. Let me turn that down so it's not just horrendous. I don't know, I guess too much light on me, and I don't know, guys, I was sweating, and I don't know how some of these guys do it. But I was like, hey, let's have another, topic of discussion video. I enjoyed the last couple ones we did. They obviously got quite a bit of traction. I did not anticipate that many people coming to the channel. So if you're here from some of those, welcome. Thank you guys for tuning in. It was definitely eye-opening. There's a lot of sensitive feelings towards, or there's a lot of really, not sensitive, there's a lot of strong feelings towards this hobby, and people feel very just protective of it. And by no means was I trying to ruffle any feathers. I was not. Unfortunately, I don't think a lot of the negative comments that I got, I don't feel they maybe understood me very well, or they didn't maybe watch the entire video. Because I stated very obviously that I am a collector, number one, and number two, I also expressed that investing, I never once told you guys that, hey, you got to invest in this. I basically just gave an opinion on kind of the state of where the market was, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I said a lot of very good things. I said the opposite of Yu-Gi-Oh's dying. I actually mentioned that, hey, we still got quite a bit of people keeping up with the format we're playing. So I don't know. It was just it was eye-opening. It was very eye-opening, but it's not what this video's about. I want to sit here and I guess express some of my collection goals. I've had a couple friends, a couple people on here that I've gotten to meet and talk, and they've asked me, hey Alex, so what are you collecting? Like, what's the end goal? What are you working on right now? And I guess we'll start off with Pokemon. Why not? Growing up, I don't have any recollection of first edition or like Shadowless or even the original base set Pokemon sets. I was just a little too young for that. What I remember very vividly, I really remember like base set 2. I remember Legendary Collection, and I briefly remember some Team Rocket. I kind of do, but that was like kind of like my very beginning sets. So as of right now, on my lower tier list, collecting goal wise, I'm trying to just complete some of the just complete master sets in like a binder. I want to have them like a different binder per set. I think when I got back into the hobby, like 4 or 5 years ago, I wanted to go like first edition, and I was like, that's just nuts. That's just very expensive, and I don't have a whole lot of nostalgia for first edition. I mean, granted, if I could afford a first edition Charizard, I think just like any of you guys would be jumping to the moon to get one yourselves too, right? But I realize that that's just not. As of right now, maybe down the road, who knows, if vending keeps going well and I'm able to keep working my table, who knows, we might get some cool first edition cards. But as of right now, I am trying to master set just like base set 2, Team Rocket, Jungle, Fossil, Legendary Collection as well. That's probably my more expensive like binder collection I'm trying to master. But definitely those reverses can be a bit pricey, especially if you want like decent conditioning, because I'm not a condition Nazi, but my interpretation of like mod play it's very different from a lot of sellers on TCG players. I know a lot of you've experienced that. I recently purchased a card that was moderately played. My moderately played is, okay, got some surface scratching on the back, you got possibly some whitening, whatever. Not a bent card. I was sent a bent card, like just, and I'm just like, huh, like that's the norm, right? So something that's usually like the face is like still clean, right? But if the back's like worn out, like I'm not looking at the back, I'm looking at the front in my little binder. If I'm talking like kind of higher end Pokemon goals, I would love to complete a master set in PSA 10 for base set 2. That's like, but I'm picking one because I gotta pick one and then move on to the next. If not, I think I could I could dang near try to collect everything. I love almost all the sets. It's hard for me to find a bad set that I just absolutely do not like. Even some of the newer stuff, I can find good in almost in probably every set, to be honest. You know, I really could. I love it, man. I mean, I love the Pokemon. I love the cool art. I mean, I respect it. It's like having a work of art right there in your hands. That's how I look at it. So that would be kind of like my high end priority. Like I have like Venusaur and a PSA 10, a base set 2. He's definitely the cheaper out of the big three. Definitely quite a bit cheaper. So I'm hoping by working my table, my booths and stuff, I'm gonna be able to eventually come across like a Blastoise or a Zard and get a pretty good deal on it, hopefully. So that's kind of, the goal as of right now. So in terms of sealed though, I'm not a Pokemon sealed guy. I never was a sealed guy. I mean, if I get an opportunity to purchase some stuff, maybe. There's a lot of fraud that I've noticed online or even at some of these vendors. I don't believe I showed it in my last vending video, but I had to pass on some packs, some sealed packs, but I couldn't trust it, man. It felt sketchy. It was loose packs, and I'm just not intelligent enough. I'm too ignorant to purchase sealed products, I think, in that realm. I don't know enough about it. And maybe when I get a little bit more knowledgeable, I'll make more friends that can kind of help me spot out some of the discrepancies to look for, then maybe I'd be more confident to add to my collection. But if I remember going back, and this will circle into Yu-Gi-Oh now, I was primarily a Yu-Gi-Oh sealed collector for the longest time. It's like I remember I bought Starter Deck Yu-Gi. I bought, what was it? I think it was Yu-Gi. It was the Starter Deck Unlimited Yu-Gi that I bought. Very first sealed product. I didn't buy any cards. I remembered that. I was like, man, that's insane. And I think at the time the starter decks for like $70, I think. Like really cheap. I was able to get a lot of the stuff really cheap. And I remember getting that, and then I bought the wasn't Uriah, I think. No, it was the Elemental Hero Neos 10 from 2006 that I was able to get. And not Uriah, Raviel. I got them super cheap. I want to say the 10s were cheap, man. And I just started slowly just buying this sealed Yu-Gi-Oh stuff because for some reason it gave me a really cool nostalgia feeling. And before too long, I had amassed quite a bit of a sealed collection, and I found people like Simply Unlucky, Cyber Knight, what's the other guy's name? Jerry Beans, man. What the heck's his name? Oh, what's his name? It's gonna kill me that I can't remember it. J.R. Bobber, I think. Oh man, it's killing me. But they were opening up these sealed products. I'm like, okay, I can watch these guys open it, and then I don't have to. I can hold it. Long story short, of course, the bug bit me, and I had to start opening stuff. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna open some of this old stuff. I need to try to post at least so I can remember this nostalgic, like, awesome moment, because I think the moments of opening something just like a true blast from the past, you can't replicate it. You just can't. And I've tried to explain it to a lot of family and friends, and they just obviously they're not gonna get it unless they were kids and they got to witness this. So that's kind of how I got into that collecting side of stuff. But in terms of goals, we kind of walked off a little bit. Goals wise, I would love to be able to open up every single 10 or North American 10 on the channel. That's kind of a goal from like 2002 to like 2011, or kind of the end of 5Ds. I think I've almost opened up all 2011 10s. I think I got like two more. I don't have very many, but I still have quite a bit of the older stuff to open up. And I would like to open up older booster boxes too. That is in the cards. They're just very pricey still. Very, very pricey. Now, if I was to tell you my collecting goals for Raw cards, or just Yu-Gi-Oh cards in general, heck, you guys saw in the last my collection video, I was able to get a First Ed Black Rose Ultimate Rare from Crossroads of Chaos. That was a big bucket list card. So I sent that out for grading, so that's a awesome card that I was able to receive. I would love to get the Ghost Rare version of that First Ed. I would love to get a Duelist Genesis First Edition Stardust and Ghost Rare. That's also kind of, but I want a PSA like 7 and up. That's kind of like, I love 10s in those, but I understand the price is insane. Like if I can just find some minty ones and grade them myself and get lucky, that's freaking amazing, right? Like that's insane. Realistically though, like I mean, I'm looking at like 7s, probably 7, 8s. I'd be very happy with. And then if we go into GX, Cyber Dragon, I bought him recently in Puerto Rico. I think I told you guys about that. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. I was able to get a very minty copy in Puerto Rico, and I sent that for grading. That was a bucket list card. And then there's a couple Elemental Heroes, like Tempest I would love to have. I got Blade Edge already. Let's see here. I really love, they're not like bucket list cards. They're just cards I would love to have. But if I had to go back to like Duelist Kingdom, like OG, obviously I'm thinking STK, PSA 10, Blue Eyes, SDY, Dark Magician. I'd love to have both of those in PSA 10. First edition would be ideal, but the price, I think DMG's what, 3,500? 2,750 to 3,500, I think. And then I think the Blue Eyes is still going for like 5 to 7,500. I could be way off on that. I totally could. DDS is another. I'd like to have that, like Exodia, Blue Eyes, and DMG. I'd love to have those in PSA 10. Those are I think the Exodia's not bad. Blue Eyes is just a pain in the butt. He's very expensive. It's like a $10,000 card. And then the Dark Magician, I don't think's as bad. I think 2,500. That was last year though. I missed out on an auction. I almost was able to get one. I think my max bid was like 2,100, and I thought I was gonna have it. And then the last like hour, people were just going at it, and I was like, okay, I missed out on that. So those would kind of be, and those are definitely generic picks. I'm sure you guys have some interesting wants and goals. So I would love to hear that. So please in the comment section, let me know some of y'all's goals. It could be sealed. It could be Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm curious. I'm curious to know more about you guys, more about my community. And I guess I'm gonna end this conversation so it don't last too long. 13 minutes in, but I'm Alex, AT Deals, and I'm signing out.